Yes, at Tekir Plateau, Pozanti, Adana, altitude 1450 meters, weather quite nice. In Adana, we are at an average of 36, 37, but here it is around 25. The weather is quite cool and dry. People breathe more easily here. The people of Adana prefer Tekir Plateau, including Tekir and Burusek on the other side. The reason they prefer these plateaus is both the altitude and the dry air. Friends, I wanted to greet you with a new project. We have just purchased this land you see. It's approximately 1.5 acres of land. On part of the land, there is this house you see. As you can see, the other part is also an empty area. Now the house you see here is about 50, 55 years old on average. No one has lived in it for about 30 years. We obtained the demolition order from the municipality. Some doors we can use to make tables. We are removing them. Now our excavator will arrive and we will start demolishing the building carefully. Right after the demolition order, 2 villa plots emerged. We planned the area. How will we do the demolition? We toured the house. We hoped to find something old or antique, but everything was gone. There are only doors and similar things. Considering it hasn't been known for 30 years, I hoped we would find some nice things, but unfortunately we didn't. Now, let me tell you a bit about the house in general. The small door you see down there is the barn. The people here used to tie their animals. If you noticed, parts of the house are covered with plasters. One part collapsed and they repaired it. Another part collapsed and they repaired it again. The house sits on a fairly large area of approximately 120 square meters. It has 2 floors. They have covered top with zinc, no reinforced concrete columns or beams. Let's move towards the front master Sengiz. Look, the balcony you see here was added later, combining wood with concrete. As you can see, it is quite weak in structure, Now, after these columns here are demolished, this parapet will collapse anyway. Many of the things you see inside this area were added to the building later, but generally, the things that support the building are the wooden beams you see here. Now let's go inside and show you if you want. Look, the building is old, quite old. There are no tiles or anything like that on the floor. It's completely made of concrete, constructed with rebar. In fact, they even actually created drainage holes here, indeed, to discharge the accumulated water. The crossbeams you see over there were also in my grandmother's house in Nigde. I always remember them from that area. They cut the logs, first placing them on top of the wall and then placing the wooden slats on top. Then whatever is needed, whether it's concrete or parquet, although back then there was no parquet. What they used were wooden planks. They also have a room here. Generally, the entire house you see is like this. Now we will take this. We will demolish this building nicely. After demolishing it, we will level the land. By leveling, I mean arranging it. So, if there are any holes, we will expose them. After that, when our excavator arrives, it will level out the excess areas and make the building flat. The 2 villas I built here will not have basements because basements are not recommended in plateau areas. They tend to get very damp. Hopefully, from the formwork stages to the concrete mix, the walls we call fine structure, plastering, electrical installation and plumbing. We will do everything that comes to mind together. We will share the decisions that we have taken from the municipality with you. The purpose here would also be in the nature of a comprehensive report. There's nothing left where our house used to be. We demolished the house, nothing remains. We have prepared the land in the way we will build the building, and now it is completely ready for construction. Now, at this moment, we are proceeding to our office from here to review each step by step that needs to be done before starting the construction on our land.
Now, we have completed the setup phases, that is the design phases related to our building internally. Since I am an interior designer, as you know, I drew my own project, but of course there are also parts related to the government, that is the municipality. Now, let's say the title deed of the building belongs to you and you have had it for a long time. It's a 10-year title deed or a 5-year title deed. If you have the title deed for the long term, you need to obtain the current version of the title deed. Second, you need to obtain the zoning status of the land belonging to you. You need to find out whether it is classified as a plot, if it has a subdivision, or if it is classified as farmland. If the land is classified as farmland, the system changes completely, and you are allowed to build concrete structures to certain capacities. But unfortunately, the possibility of building a house like this is slim. Our third step is the application sketch for this area. So you need to hire a licensed, experienced, and certified surveyor, officially approved by the Chamber of Surveyors and the government authorities, to meticulously draw the detailed application sketch of your building. This means accurately determining the precise location where the building will sit on the designated plot of land. Let's say we consider this as the building and this as the land. Where will the building be located, which direction it will face, and where will it be positioned? All of these decisions are made in land engineering. Right after that, a ground survey is conducted. The ground survey is related to the hardness or softness of the soil where the building will be situated, which is connected to the building's earthquake risk. This is also provided by geological engineers. An engineer approved by the Chamber of Geological Engineers collects samples from this land and gives you a ground survey report. Right after that, the architectural project, structural project, mechanical project, and electrical project are produced, such as these. Now, after all these projects are completed, a preliminary project that includes all of them is finalized. You take the preliminary project and submit it to the municipality, and then you apply for the permit. A company can handle all of this on your behalf. There are firms that specialize in these kinds of tasks, including architectural firms. They prepare everything and deliver your permit to you as a complete package. Of course, whoever will be the contractor, if you are definitely going to build your own building, you also need to obtain a contractor's license from the Ministry of Environment and Urbanization. Now, since the land is in my mother's name, we obtained the contractor's license in her name, and I also got a power of attorney from her. So look, this is a power of attorney from the notary. With the power of attorney we obtained from the notary, I am now able to manage and organize all tasks as an interior designer on behalf of my mother and apply to all government offices. Now, after paying the necessary preliminary project fee and the required permit fee, you will receive the official building permit. For example, look at the electrical internal installation project. This is the permit project, the building's permit project. This is a reinforced concrete structure project. All of these must be drawn, otherwise you can't get it. After that, here is the detailed version of the reinforced concrete project. This is the plumbing application project, which is very important and necessary for the completion of this project. The important document you see here is the building permit. We currently have all the documentation in hand, and our building is indeed prepared for processing. The only thing left to check is whether there is a building inspection application or not. If your building is approximately under about 200 square meters, it is entirely subject to the municipality system and regulations. If your living area is over 200 square meters, meaning if the ground floor and the first floor together exceed 200 square meters, you need to contract with a building inspection company. This time, you need to proceed with the building inspection system. And after all these stages, it's time to make an agreement with a group of experienced and skilled workers, a foreman group, or a company that can do this job for you. The construction phase begins. Now, where are we going to drive our stakes? Let's get back to our project. We divided our land into two here. We will build our house here. They will build their houses over there. So, under the trees you see there, they will also build their houses. Now, we started our construction before them, of course. They are currently having their projects drawn up. Maybe I can also do that while our rough construction is finishing, if I'm lucky. That's the situation because all the stages are completed. Now, the comprehensive and detailed survey of the location where we will place the building on the land, which we call the application, has been thoroughly and meticulously completed in the process. Before doing this, all the arrangements you see on this land were made. Look, we piled all the rubble, that is all the stones, to one side, and with these piled stones, let's move in this direction together. After piling up the stones, we arrange the area where we will mark the part of our own parcel, that is, our own land, where we will build our house. This area has been organized and we mark the locations together with our experienced surveyor. Now, with this map, the marking process will form the entire outer frame of the house. This is the most important part because there's no turning back from here. Once you set the formwork and pour the concrete, you can never go back. To avoid issues, our surveyor marks each point one by one. They find the outer points of the house and confirm the house can be built here. They state the setback distances from the road and the land distances to the road have all been determined, and we proceed. The frame of our building is set. Our surveyor came, drove in the iron stakes here. Actually, our masters previously drove the iron stakes into the area you see here that they had limed. But when I arrived, this was our own house. Since it is our own house, I wanted it to face the middle of the east and south facades. So from here, let's turn this way, Ali. I wanted to turn towards this beautiful mountain view. That's why our balcony, per the first stake driven, was facing this beautiful cliff terrain here instead of that direction. I don't want to see that side of the land, so this side is most important. Because after the trees here are pruned and cleared, a magnificent landscape will emerge here. The east and south will be the facades. We renovated now. The old lime area is where the house was originally situated. We abandoned that and placed the house within the frame, marked by the white strings. This will currently require a renovation on the permit. We will currently take its points and inform our surveyor. After our surveyor took these coordinates, you see, this will be added as a renovation to our construction permit. Now, as you mentioned, before starting the construction phase, before laying the molds, concrete and iron, and before pouring the concrete, you can make small-scale changes or renovations with the municipality. Now, we coincided with this perfectly. We will follow the string, and by marking these areas with lime, these areas are now cancelled. Now I want to introduce you to two new names. We will carry on the process of this house with them. I met them in Pozanti here in Tekriailasi. I did quite a bit of research. And honestly, they won me over by showing me the projects they had done before. Now we will move forward together. They are rough construction masters. They handle the job and build the walls turnkey. Let them wave Master Mehmet and Master Hilmi. Now Master Mehmet and Master Hilmi will help me. We will do everything together. We just drove the stake together. We determined the final spot with them. Now Brother Mehmet told me, Mr. Emre, I'm bringing in an excavator. In the morning we will identify the final points to be leveled with the excavator. We will bring our planks and start nailing the forms. The first phase of the job is now nailing the forms. Right after the formwork is nailed, we immediately build this area with a continuous foundation system that will form the outer frame of the building. We will prepare the shear walls forming the outer frame of the building using a continuous foundation system. All of their molds will be nailed on both sides. Inside are our reinforced construction irons, our horizontal beams we call hatil. Everything will be placed. After they are placed, where the column systems you see here align with in my project, where I have drawn them in this project, they will nail the column planks in those places. In other words, they will nail the column pools. They will tie stirrups, they will tie column rebar inside stirrups. We will move on to the concrete pouring stage. We will fill the inside with filler. What do we mean by filler? The soil you see over there. We will fill the soil you see here into the foundation to achieve the level. So after we get the building level, we water it a bit and let it settle a little. Right, Master Mehmet? We will let it settle. Then we will pour 10 centimeters thick steel reinforced concrete on top. Once this concrete is poured, it will become our floor slab. Since the columns extend outward from the floor slab, our building will continue from those columns. The process will continue like this. Now, let's see how our building will look in 3D and take a tour inside. Let's go. We are looking at the ground floor plan of our villa. As you can see in the ground floor plan, we have our entrance on the left side, which is the west side at the back. After the entrance, we have a hallway. The hallway is 9 square meters. Immediately to the right of the entrance, we have a stairwell. We will go over all of these. On the left side, we have our living room. We have a kitchen. In front of the kitchen, there is a balcony area. In the balcony area to the right, we have our master bedroom. It's the bedroom of our mom and dad. It has a shower, meaning it has an ensuite bathroom. I will show you all 3 dimensions related to this in a moment. Let's take a look at the view of the second floor right here. On the second floor, we went up the stairs. After going up, there's a room with a bathroom. Here, there's another room with a bathroom. Continuing down the corridor, there's yet another room with a bathroom, and there's an upper floor balcony usable by 2 rooms. This is the layout of the project. Look at its 3 aspects. The 3D layout is like this. Our front balcony, our upper balcony, the balcony accessible from 2 rooms. Below is the bedroom belonging to my parents. The area here is entirely the living room and kitchen. This is where the entrance to the house is. The layouts of the upper floors. Look here, this is where the stairwell is. Room, bathroom, room, bathroom, room, bathroom. So we think there should be 3 suite rooms. Here we have a French balcony right above the door. It will also illuminate the area. Here we have a fireplace area. We have a terrace area that will overlook the view. Here we also have our upper floor balcony. This demonstrates the final appearance of the building as it will look upon completion. The entrance door's location is clearly indicated. The area where our terrace is, the area where our upper floor balcony is, the perimeter concrete we call the water table. Bathroom, bedroom, French balcony and house entrance, 100. The ground floor is 100 square meters and the upper floor is 100 square meters. It's 200 square meters. I used a 4-envelope system on the roof. The first, second, third and large 4th envelope. It looks elegant. The chimney comes out here. Quite really enjoyable. And the stairwell's lighted window, made from glass bricks. It will be a pleasant building. That's all for the project for now. In this week's video, I tried to explain everything from the project's initial phase to the stages we've progressed through and what we did at the first construction site, which I thought would be important for you. We saw our project together and examined everything one by one. Now, in next week's video, we have the very important and crucial tasks of setting up the building's formwork, constructing the surrounding concrete, and revealing the foundation concrete in the process of construction. We have our stone wall, and there are excavations for the stone wall. The stone wall needs to be revealed. We will handle these processes. I estimate that this series will have an average of 5 videos. In these 5 videos, we will go through how a villa is completed from A to Z together. I am infinitely grateful for your support and for joining me. Don't forget to like my videos, subscribe to our channel, and give a thumbs up. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. See you in our videos next week. Goodbye.